Post-socialism is an interesting topic in China. While I was in China, I felt a stronger government presence than I was used to. But post-socialism creates a question as to why that government has any legitimacy at all. The question comes from this. The Communist Party of China established itself as a revolutionary party, a party prepared to take Chinese society from capitalism to socialism, and then socialism to communism, as Marx explains in his critique of the Gotha program. However, China has been redefining itself in the post-Mao era. One of these ways was in 2002, when the Communist Party stopped calling itself a revolutionary party, signaling that its aim was no longer to transition to a communist state. It is out of the socialist process, so therefore it is post-socialist. Then, what still gives the party authority to rule China at all? I was only a tourist in China for 3 weeks, so I can only attempt to answer this essential question from the small overview of the landscape, people, and culture that I experienced. The thing I noticed most looking out the window was cranes. It seemed that there was endless construction for 1,000 kilometers of the trip. And that points to a reason why the Communist Party can stay in power. They deliver results, especially economic growth. China has been amazing the world with its high growth rates, and it does not plan to stop, as evidenced in the 6.5% annual growth target in Xi Jinping's 13th five-year plan. China's growth was initially caused by the export sector, but overcapacity in industries and stagnant demand has slowed growth in this area. The gap has been filled with construction investment, which is why China sees projects like these throughout its country. This focus on economic growth leaves another mark on the Chinese landscape: overproduction. This scene in particular shocked me, because I had never seen anything like it. It's a field of dozens of identical skyscrapers, half-finished in an area that does not look like there's enough people to even fill the buildings. These ghost cities exist throughout China and show that economic growth stimulated by the government cannot exist at the present rates forever. Until now, the Communist Party has been providing the people with ever-increasing qualities of lives, including the beautiful bullet train. It is difficult to question what seems to be a functioning system. Therefore, economic growth has been a source of legitimacy and stability. Looking out the window, I saw the same 3 skyscraper designs throughout China. This caused much of the landscape to look homogeneous across the country. The homogeneity of the parts of the physical landscape seems to parallel that of political thought that I saw enforced by the government. While diverse opinions did exist, these ideas were overpowered by the official thought, as the economical styles of buildings overpowered the unique aspects of the urban landscape. The government can keep its legitimacy in part by suppressing opposition and keeping the people from information. In my short time, I felt disconnected from the rest of the world, as social media and email was largely blocked. I did not have access to a lot of the information resources I was used to, like Google and YouTube. And there was also a lot of caution in speech, like when we had to speak of the events of June 4th quietly when we were at Tiananmen Square. I saw a bit of the effects of the official opinion when I was talking to the CUC students. They were uncomfortable talking about their government, but looked very happy when talking about their favorite movies, music, and food. In his blogs, Han shows the facts of his life under the system. For example, so that he could write about Wang Zhu without his blog being immediately censored, he says, "One of our filtered keywords has died." The CECC claims that the best way to have freedom of expression in China is through online forums, but as seen with Han, even that is censored a lot. The party can use its might to tell its own story and shut down questions of legitimacy. Its power is etched into the landscape. Like, was that a missile? I might not ever know, but it was intimidating anyway. The party does have an official viewpoint on this question of legitimacy. Xi Jinping's de facto right-hand man has said that the CCP's legitimacy lies in history and popular support with the people. The previous 2 points, the economic and power aspects of the party, fit into Wang Qishan's second point. However, I did also see a lot of evidence for history providing a reason for legitimacy as well. Though the party's revolutionary principles might not be the same as they were, it seems that the party still tries to keep its connection to communism. For example, Anshun City Square has statues showing revolutionary imagery, which likely is not new. Therefore, the transition between socialism and post-socialism hardly looks like it happened at all. Without a perceived change, the question of legitimacy might not even come up. If the party was legitimate in the past, there would be no reason that it would not be legitimate now. The CCP has used various tactics, economics, force, and history, to keep its legitimacy in a post-socialist nation. However, if the economy declines, if the people feel that they have power over the government, or if they question history, it is unsure whether the government can continue running the way it does, or if changes would have to be made. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a foreigner looking out the window of a train.